was a house beside the river, painted white and old with time, a place where every window held a memory of yours and mine.
The willow trees would softly sway beneath the golden afternoon, and every evening found us sitting, watching silver rising moons.
The world felt small and full of wonder. Nothing seemed too far away. We believed that love could conquer every storm and every day.
The river carried whispered secrets through the quiet summer air, and every dream we ever dreamed seemed certain to be waiting there.
The house by the river still stands alone tonight, guarding all the memories beneath the pale moonlight. The house by the river still knows our names somehow, though years have come and gone away. It remembers us now.
Winter arrived without a warning, bringing cold into our days. Little silences grew longer as our hearts lost their way.
We tried to hold what once was perfect, tried to save what we had found, but sometimes love becomes a song, too fragile for the world around.
One morning came with falling rain, and a suitcase by the door. No angry words, no final shouting, just a quiet ache forevermore.
The river kept on flowing onward, like it always used to do. But something in that moving water carried part of me with you.
The house by the river
watched everything unfold. Its walls still hold our laughter, though the nights have grown cold. The house by the river still waits beside the stream, like a guardian of a lifetime and a keeper of a dream.
I traveled through 1,000 cities, crossed the oceans and the skies, watched corners of my eyes.
I met people full of kindness, heard their hopes and heard their pain. Yet every road I ever wandered led me back to you again.
Sometimes I wake before the sunrise, with your name upon my lips, as though the years were only moments and not endless distances.
Sometimes an old familiar fragrance stops me somewhere in the crowd, and suddenly the world grows quiet, while your memory grows loud. The house by the river still appears inside my mind, standing where we left our youth and everything we left behind. The house by the river, beneath the evening star, reminds me that some love survives, no matter where they are.
If I could walk those roads again, I'd stop beside that painted gate. I'd listen to the flowing water and forgive the hands of fate.
I'd sit beneath the willow branches, the water softly flowing through. The night was young when we first met, a summer sky above our heads. The city glowed like 1,000 stars, and every road seemed heaven sent.
You spoke of dreams beyond the sea, of places neither one had seen. I listened like a child in awe, believing every word you breathed.
The hours passed like moments then. The moon was hanging low and bright, and somewhere in the quiet dark, two lonely hearts came alive.
I never knew a single night could change the course of everything.
A simple smile, a gentle glance could make a broken soul believe.
Letters never sent,
Still sleeping in a drawer,
filled with all the words
I never said before.
Letters never sent,
Still carrying your name,
though years have passed away.
the feeling stayed the same. The autumn came with golden leaves. They danced around our favorite street. The coffee shop beside the square still echoes with your memory.
We promised we would never fade, no matter where the future led. But life has ways of changing plans and turning gold to shades of gray.
The days became a little cold, the nights a little more alone, and slowly distance built a wall neither heart could tear down.
I watch the trains leave every week, imagining your face somewhere, wondering if you thought of me, or if the wind had taken care. Letters never sent, still hidden from the light, full of all the tears I cried throughout the night. Letters never sent, still waiting patiently to tell you that my heart
never truly left your street. The years moved on like rivers flow, too fast to catch, too fast to hold. The mirror showed another face, but not another soul.
I traveled through 1,000 towns, met strangers with familiar eyes, yet every conversation ended with your shadow in my mind.
Sometimes an old song starts to play from somewhere deep inside a room, and suddenly I'm 17, standing beneath that summer moon.
The scent of rain upon the road, the sound of laughter in the dark,
the way your hand fit into mine, like two halves of the same heart.
Letters never sent, still whisper in the dark,
like distant stars refusing to surrender all their spark. Letters never sent, still know the honest truth that every road I've walked has somehow led to you. If time could grant a final gift, a single evening to relive, I'd choose the night we met again and stay a little longer there.
I'd memorize the way you smiled, the way the moonlight touched your hair. I'd hold the fragile moment
But life is not a photograph. No matter how we wish it so, the moments slip between our hands like winter falling into snow.
Still somewhere deep beyond regret, beyond the sorrow and the pain,
the summer came with golden light and painted dreams across the sea. The world was young, the days were long, and love felt like eternity.
we walked along the harbor road, beneath the skies of endless blue. Every sunset seemed to whisper that my life belonged to you.
The waves were dancing on the shore, the evening breeze was soft and warm. Every heartbeat carried hope, far away from any storm.
When the summer died,
The colors faded from the sky,
the leaves began to fall like tears.
and I forgot how not to cry.
When the summer died,
The silence filled the empty air.
but even now through all these years,
I still find you everywhere.
October came with colder winds and carried changes we ignored. The promises we used to make began to feel uncertain now.
The laughter slowly disappeared, the distance quietly grew. Two hearts standing side by side, yet somehow breaking into two. The nights became much longer then, the stars seemed farther than before, and every dream we used to share knocked softly on a closing door. When the summer died,
The music lost its sweetest
and
sound,
the world kept turning all around.
while pieces of me hit the ground. When the summer died, the moonlight felt so cold and
A
pale,
lonely ship upon the sea.
without a star, without a sail.
Years went by like passing trains, too fast to stop, too fast to see. But every station in my life still somehow brought me back to thee.
I've seen cities made of light and roads that disappeared from view. I've met strangers, heard their stories, yet none of them were ever you.
The winter snow would come each year and cover every familiar place, but nothing ever covered up the memory of your face.
Sometimes I hear an old piano playing softly in the dark, and every note becomes a flame awakening a sleeping spark.
When the summer died, a part of me refused to leave. It stayed beneath those August skies.
Still too young to Columbus and brave when the summer died. The flowers withered in the rain, yet somehow through the brokenness, love continued to remain.
If I could speak to yesterday, I'd tell myself to hold on tight, to treasure every fleeting second before it vanished from my sight.
I'd watch the sunset one more time and memorize your gentle smile, knowing someday every memory would become a sacred file.
The years have silvered all my dreams, the mirror tells a different tale, but deep inside the heart remains a love that never learned to fail. The world may call it history, a chapter closed and left behind, yet every page still breathes your name inside the corners of my mind. When the summer died, the stars fell silent one by one.
But every night I still look up,
searching for the missing sun.
When the summer died,
the seasons carried time away,
but love became an endless song
that never stopped its lonely play.
And if beyond this life there's more, beyond the clouds and beyond the blue,
I hope another summer waits, a place where I can walk with you. No goodbyes and no regrets, no distance standing in our way, only endless golden evenings and hearts that never have to break.
When the summer died,
the world believed our story ended,
but somewhere deep within our bed,
the broken pieces slowly mended.
When the summer died,
the memory learned how to survive,
and though the seasons passed away,
the love remained alive. The summer died, but not the rain. The summer died,
but not the love
that still burns every single night. The station clock was ticking slow on a cold September night. A lonely train stood waiting there beneath the pale moonlight.
The city whispered through the dark like secrets never told, and every memory of us felt beautiful and old.
I watched the people passing by with nowhere left to run, searching every face I saw for traces of someone.
The wind was singing through the tracks a song of yesterday, a melody of broken hearts that never fade away.
The last train home is leaving, but my heart somewhere between goodbye and what it used to feel.
The last train home is calling through the darkness and the rain.
But every road I travel now leads back to you again. The cafe where we used to sit still glows across the street. The corner table waits in silence like it remembers everything.
The jukebox plays familiar songs from years we left behind, and every note becomes a key unlocking what I find.
1,000 nights have come and gone, 1,000 dreams have flown, yet every time the evening falls I hate being alone. The last train home is leaving, but your shadow stays with me, like a photograph inside my soul that time could never free.
The last train home is calling like a voice across the sea.
No matter how far life may go, you're still a part of me.
I remember dancing slowly under neon summer skies,
Laughing like forever lived inside your shining eyes.
the world was small and full of hope, the future felt so near. We never thought a love so strong could disappear.
But seasons change and people drift like leaves upon the wind. And sometimes what we treasure most becomes what might have been.
Still every night I close my eyes and find you waiting there. Beyond the years, beyond the pain, beyond every despair.
The last train home is leaving, and the stars begin to fade, but memories shine brighter now than when they first were made.
The last train home is leaving, yet one thing still is true.
Every song inside my heart still finds its way to you.
If destiny is kind someday and paths return once more,
Perhaps we'll meet where we began, beside that old train door.
perhaps we'll smile the way we did before the world moved on, before the silence filled the space where love once belonged.
Until that day I'll carry on through every passing year, holding every precious moment forever safe and clear. The last train home is leaving, they never truly die.
The last train home is leaving beneath the midnight blue.
And if another life awaits, I'll spend it loving you.
The station clock keeps ticking slow. The night grows deep and long.
But somewhere in the distance, I still hear our song.
The last train home is leaving.
The whistle fades away.
Yet in my heart your love remains.
And forever it will stay. The rain was falling softly on a cold November street. The city wore its evening lights like diamonds at its feet.
I stepped into a little place where strangers came and went. A quiet room of faded songs and memories half spent.
The piano played a lonely tune from many years ago, the kind of song that wakes a heart and stirs what lies below.
I found a seat beside the window, watched reflections moving through.
Then suddenly across the room I saw you.
A table for two
and a lifetime in your eyes,
1,000 silent questions and a million old goodbyes.
table for two, with the years between our hands like pages from a story neither one of us had planned.
Time had written silver lines where youth once used to stay, but somehow in a single glance the decades slipped away.
The room became much smaller, the noise began to fade, and all the roads we traveled led back to yesterday.
Back to summer afternoons and dancing in the park, to conversation lasting long after the world grew dark.
Back to promises and laughter, back to dreams we thought would last, back to two young hearts believing love was stronger than the past. A table for two and the ghost of who we were floating through the candlelight like echoes sylphly purr.
Table
For two and memories pouring free like rivers finding oceans, like branches finding trees.
Outside the rain kept falling across the sleeping town. Inside the old cafe, the years were breaking down.
We spoke about the places where life had carried us, the victories and failures, the joy and the dust.
You talked about your children, I spoke about my road. We smiled at all the burdens that life had asked us both to hold.
But underneath each sentence, beneath each careful phrase, lived the shadow of a question neither dared to raise. What if we had stayed together? What if we had never gone? Would the love we once protected still be burning strong?
A table for two,
and the moon beyond the glass, watching two old dreamers speaking softly of the past.
table for two,
And unfinished melodies still wandering through the silence like leaves among the trees.
the hours moved unnoticed, the night grew deep and blue. The world beyond the window disappeared from view.
The piano played another song, one we used to know, and suddenly I saw a tear you tried not to show.
For a moment time stood still like it did so long ago.
And every wall around the heart began to let go.
The rain became a memory, the city disappeared, leaving only truth behind after all those years.
A table for two, and hearts no longer young, still carrying the music of a song left unsung.
Table for two,
where fate had led us back to walk once more together along a vanished track.
the clock above the doorway finally struck midnight. The cafe owner smiled and said the closing time had arrived.
We stood beneath the doorway while the streetlights softly shined, neither wanting to surrender this borrowed piece of time.
The rain had finally ended, the clouds had drifted by, and thousands of forgotten stars returned into the sky.
You reached out your hand slowly, the way you used to do, and for one brief shining moment, the years became untrue. A table for two, now empty in the There was a road beyond the hillside where the wildflowers used to grow, a winding path through fields of gold. We dreamed we'd walk someday, I know.
The morning smell of summer rain. The evenings glowed in shades of fire, and every promise that we made seemed stronger than the world entire.
We were young enough to believe the stars were written for our names.
Young enough to think forever could never change.
The road we never took still calls me in my sleep,
like a secret buried deep inside,
a promise time couldn't keep. The road we never took still shines beneath the moon,
like a dream forever waiting
for a heart returning soon. The years arrive like restless rivers, moving faster than before, carrying us toward different shores and unfamiliar doors.
Life spoke in unexpected voices, drawing maps we never planned, pulling dreams from hopeful fingers like grains of sand.
I watch the seasons paint the valleys, green and gold and winter white.
And every year I thought about you beneath the stars at night.
The road we never took still lives beyond the hill,
Frozen in an endless summer,
silent and beautiful still.
glory melody,
Still waits beneath the sky, like a song without an ending.
like a question asking why.
I remember every detail,
The laughter in your eyes,
the way you looked toward horizons,
like someone born to fly.
the sound of distant church bells, the smell of coffee in the rain, the old guitar beside the window, playing melodies of pain.
Sometimes I pass familiar places, and suddenly you're there again.
Not in the world around me, but inside my heart's terrain.
The road we never took
Becomes a river in my mind,
flowing through forgotten seasons and everything left behind.
the road we never took still whispers through the trees,
Telling stories to the night wind.
carried by the breeze.
I have loved
have wandered far from home,
crossed oceans made of loneliness,
walked deserts all alone,
yet some part of me remains,
standing in that distant year,
looking toward the open horizon,
wishing you were near.
perhaps another life exists
Beyond the reach of time,
where mischances become miracles,
and lost stars learn to shine.
perhaps there's a morning waiting
Where no farewell was ever spoken,
and two hearts reach the destination of the road left unchosen.
the road we never took still stretches through my soul,
Like an unfinished masterpiece,
still longing to behold.
the road we never took
Still burns like evening gold,
growing more beautiful somehow as the years grow old.
Tonight the moon is hanging low,
Above the sleeping countryside,
and somewhere in the endless dark,
that forgotten pathway lies.
the flowers still are blooming there.
The grass still bends beneath the wind,
As if the earth itself remembers everything that might have been.
and when the final sunset finds me
At the closing of my day,
I know I
the clock was nearly midnight when the telephone began to ring. A sound I hadn't heard in years, a voice from somewhere deep within.
The city slept outside my window, wrapped in shadows and neon light, while memories woke like restless birds inside the silence of the night.
For a moment I just listened to the breathing on the line. Neither heart could find the courage to leave the past behind.
Then softly came a familiar whisper,
Like a song I used to know,
a voice that time had never managed to erase or let go.
one last call,
Across 1,000 lonely nights,
one last call,
beneath the pale city light,
one last call from a world we left behind.
one last call still living in my mind.
The years collapsed like falling paper, every distance disappeared.
And suddenly I was standing in another vanished year.
Back when summer lived forever, back when dreams were young and wild,
Back when every road before us seemed endless for a while.
we talked about the passing seasons, the people life had brought along, the victories and the heartbreaks, the places we had gone.
Yet underneath each careful sentence lived another hidden truth, a quiet ache that never faded since the days of our youth.
One
last call,
And the rain began to fall, like heaven knew the story and remembered it all.
one last call,
And the midnight still belong to me and you.
Outside the streets were empty, only distant headlights moved.
Like ships upon a darkened ocean, searching for something to prove.
Inside the room, the shadows danced across the faded wall,
while two old hearts kept traveling through a single phone call.
You laughed about a photograph still hidden in a drawer,
A picture from another life, when forever meant much more.
I smiled although you couldn't see the tears behind my eyes. Some emotions never weaken, no matter how time flies.
On the last call, and the years became a dream, like reflections on the water, or moonlight on a stream.
One last call,
And every silence spoke, carrying all the words neither one of us had wrote.
the night grew deeper, slower, the moon climbed high, it walked.
When somewhere in the conversation returned the ghost of love.
Not the reckless fire of youth,
Not the storm we used to know,
but something calm and beautiful, like embers softly glow.
we spoke of roads not taken, of chances swept away,
Of how the smallest choices can reshape every day.
and though there was no bitterness, no anger left to find, there was sorrow in the knowledge of what remained behind. One last storm across the endless years, filled with distant laughter and unfinished tears.
One last call,
Before the morning came, before the world awakened, everything would change.
the eastern sky grew lighter,
The darkness slowly thinned.
the first birds started singing beyond the window pane.
Neither one of us was ready.
For the moment drawing near,
The quiet end of something precious we had waited years to hear.
then came a gentle silence, a pause between two hearts.
Heavy with every memory,
Since the day we fell apart,
no promises were spoken,
no impossible goodbye.
only gratitude and longing beneath the waking sky.
One last call,
As the stars began to fade,
one last call,
for the dreams we once had made,
one last call,
for the love that still remains.
hidden like an old piano waiting to be played.
The line went quiet slowly, like the ending of a song.
Like the final light of evening after shining all night long.
I sat alone beside the window,
Watching dawn arrive,
holding one small conversation.
that somehow felt alive.
And though the world kept turning,
As it always used to do,
something deep inside me knew
that some loves never truly leave,
they simply learn.
to live inside of you.
One last theater stood on the corner, like a memory made of light, its faded sign still glowing softly against the winter night.
People hurried through the doorway, escaping from the cold,
while somewhere in the darkness 100 stories waited to be told.
I bought a ticket without thinking, just to pass another evening by,
never knowing fate was waiting beneath that silver sky. The lights went down around me, the screen began to shine,
and in the seat across the aisle,
I saw your eyes meet mine. The last empty seat between tomorrow and yesterday, the last empty seat where all the lost words stay.
the last empty seat holding everything we knew.
A silent space between two hearts still beating for the truth.
The movie played before us, but neither one could see.
The story on the screen unfolding wasn't stronger than memory.
Every scene became a doorway, every song became a key,
Unlocking rooms inside the heart we thought we left behind to flee.
I remembered summer evenings when the world belonged to us,
When every dream seemed close enough to touch without a wrong.
I remembered long train rides and conversations through the dawn,
The way we'd laugh at nothing and somehow keep going on. The last empty seat still waiting in the dark, like a bridge between two lifetimes, like a forgotten spark. The last empty seat still glowing in my mind, like a place where all our dreams were somehow left behind. Outside the snow kept falling, painting silver on the street. Inside the old theater, time felt beautifully incomplete.
The years had changed the details, but not the way you smile, not the quiet warmth that lingered like sunlight for a while.
I wondered if you remember the promises we made, or if they drifted into silence like footprints in the rain.
The screen filled up with colors, the orchestra began to rise, and tears reflected softly in the corners of your eyes.
The last empty seat knew every hidden fear, every goodbye we never spoke, every vanished year.
The last empty seat held every fragile dream,
Like moonlight on an ocean or reflections on a stream. The film reached its ending, the Orient stood to leave.
but neither one was ready to surrender what we'd seen.
For a moment we remained there as the credits slowly rolled, surrounded by the ghosts of youth and stories growing old.
The room became completely silent except for distant city sounds, and all the things we couldn't say seemed suddenly profound.
You smiled and softly nodded the way you used to do, and in that single moment The years broke into two, before and after losing you. The last empty seat, now empty once again, but filled with every memory time could never bend.
The last empty seat, a witness to the night
When two forgotten dreamers stepped back into the light.
we walked outside together,
Beneath the falling snow,
neither asking where the future might eventually go.
the city lights were shining like they had long ago.
And somewhere deep within my heart, a familiar warmth began to glow.
Not the fire of young lovers, not the ache of old regret, but something calm and beautiful, too precious to forget.
The last empty seat will stay with me for years, a place where hope returned through all the hidden tears.
The last empty seat, still shining soft and blue, the place where destiny reminded me. I never stopped loving you.
And when the final curtain falls
On every road I've traveled through,
I'll remember that winter evening
and the seat beside you.